Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, fake baby daddy, voice of the street, man. I'm gonna plant you now and dig it later now. Hold up for a minute, y'all. I'm just talking. Okay, but it just came on. This is my other camera movie. I'm out here in my living room because this is probably the only table I got big enough to use all my devices at the same time, Now, before I was finna start this story that I'm gonna tell y'all about, I was just looking up some things, and it's kind of two of these stories, right? It's one story, right, where the lady gave her son up for adoption 25 years ago, right? And then she ended up dating that son 25 years later unknowingly. Had kids around him and everything. Now that was one story. I thought that was weird. I don't know if she was trying to be funny or think it's weird, right? Because she just ended it like, and he's sitting back there looking stupid as hell, right? Then it's another one. This lady said she ended up dating her son and she didn't know it. So when she found out, she told him. He said he been knew she was his mother. Now I'm like, nah, that's some weird shit. But that I was being funny when I said that. That was for all the years when he was growing up. And he said, man, fuck my mama. Fuck my mama. And then he grew up and met her and really got a chance to fuck his mother, literally. Probably ran into her that she actually looked kind of good, and probably like, well, the bitch ain't my mama, I don't know. He wasn't raised with her. He had no physical connection to her. I mean, I wouldn't have did it morally, but you don't know the attraction or the circumstances where they met. But she found out later, but he said he been knew. Because these kids, they will do that. They attract their parents down, and sometimes they be living with other families and they find their birth certificates and shit hid. And the name might be on there or the adoption papers. However, but that's some weird shit. And this woman had kids by this nigga. I know they might be deformed and all kind of shit, because you don't supposed to have sex with your relatives. That's gonna make a deformed baby, Back in the days before you used to get married, they used to make you take DNA tests, blood tests, when you go to get your marriage license, to make sure your blood was compatible, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't issue you a marriage certificate, because some blood don't go together. You know what I mean? And they know it. They know, it's not a good match. No, you can't marry this nigga. Or y'all might not want to have kids. You can marry them, but y'all might want to avoid kids. That's what they used to do. They stopped doing that now, But this show is getting bigger every day, and it's crazy when I get calls from people I ain't seen in years, and they find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever they find me at, and they call me out the blue. I know they had to see the show, because how the fuck you get my number and I ain't seen you in 22 years, 30 years, something like that, right? So I told y'all the story of the woman I had injured a little bit, ran into me. She sent me on the show. Now I had another woman runs into me. I guess she thinks I'm some type of celebrity or something, but I didn't run into her, or she didn't see the show. Her sister seen the show and heard one of the stories, and match the story up with the event that had happened to her. Actually, it wasn't her sister, it was her auntie. You know what I mean? And she remembered the day because she is the lady I talked to the day when the whole situation happened, right? So I had met this girl, and she stayed on the west side. I only had dated her a few times, you know. We probably was about 3 weeks in, you know. We started fucking a little bit. We used to go to hotels all the time, right? So we go to the hotel. This way back in the day, y'all. This when the new hostel was on 83rd and Hostel. The new hostel was on 83rd and Hostel. Ain't that something? And it was down the street from the police station. So I remember I was in a Cadillac, short body Cadillac. That's them 85 Cadillacs, the short bodies, right? And it had the alarm and shit on it. So I'm in there. I never went to sleep. You know, I never ate, fucked, went to sleep. She drinking and she goes out to get some ice. So she comes back in the room and she like, babe, somebody trying to break in your car. You know, not me. I'm asleep. I'm thinking, bitch playing, trying to wake me up. You know what I mean? I'm really thinking she playing, trying to wake me up. You know, I'm being funny in my sleep, like, but there go the gun. Go handle that. Man, listen, when I tell you this bitch grabbed the gun and went out there and banged that motherfucker like she been on the street for years. All I hear, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what the fuck? Now imagine me, and I hear these shots. They at my fucking door. I jumped up like, what the fuck? She on the balcony, y'all, shooting down at the fucking car. The nigga had got the door open. The alarm is. She was so close to hitting the nigga, y'all. You hear me? She knocked out the damn window, the driver window. She hit that motherfucker. Psh. So I'm putting my clothes on and shit, trying to get ready because I got to get the hell up out of here now. She's shooting off the damn balcony, right? So I get my shit and I'm getting my stuff. Man, where my phone at? I got this, I got that. Damn, and let's drive back. It's too late though, because the police station was right down the street. Man, they got there so quick. I'm talking about I never made it out the room to the car. She's standing there, the door open. And when the police is pulling up in the lot, security, other people, they pointing up at the motherfucking room like this. The door open and they already identified that was a woman shooting. That was a woman shooting. So they came right up there and cuffed her ass and took her to jail. Now this is the bad part on me. I didn't even know her fucking name, y'all. You know what I mean? I know what I called her. You know how you meet a woman. What's your name? Smurf? Poo-poo? Booty? You know, all kind of weird shit. You know, they call me Goldie. I'm Red. You know what I mean? That bitch name ain't no fucking Red. You know, I can't get out of jail under no damn Red. So I had to drive all the way to the west side, not knowing this girl's name. Now it's about 2:30 in the fucking morning. I goes over there. I'm talking about I'm so hurt, bro. You know my feelings is so hurt. First I had to go to my house and switch cars because the window is shot out in the damn Cadillac I was driving. So I had to come home, get another car because it was winter time. You know, so it's fucking cold. I can't drive all the way out west with no damn window missing. So I go switch cars, jump in the truck, goes out west, right? So I goes over there 2 in the morning. I'm ringing. I don't know if the doorbell worked or the knock. So I'm ringing on the doorbell and knocking on the door. Took a little minute for them to hear me. I could hear they was up. Thank God they was up playing cards or doing something. So the auntie was a little tipsy, right? You know, And when she opened the door, she like, hey, baby, what's up? I'm like, hey, how you doing? She like, yeah, what's going on? Everything all right? What my niece said? I'm like, yeah, about that. I said, what's her name? You know, let's just say for the sake of the story, her name Tanisha. Her name Tanisha. What you mean? Where she at? I'm like, oh, I'll tell you now. What's her last name? Tanisha Johnson. You know? Wow, what's happening, Tanisha Johnson? I'm like, and her date of birth? 4/28, such, you know, what happened? Oh, nothing, you know, she got into a little trouble. She went to jail. She went to jail? I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, what happened? I'm like, man, you know, she shot at somebody. She shot at somebody? Where'd she get a gun from? I'm like, she had my gun. She like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to try to go get her. You go get her? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was my gun. I mean, that's the least I can do, you know. She like, oh, well, I hope they let her out because she on probation. I'm like, she on probation? She like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. So I have to take a bag down here, huh? She like, yeah, you might have to, you know. So I'm like, damn, you know, no thing. I'm thinking, can't be that damn much. So I took like $2,000 down here, right? So I go down there. I'm sitting in the courtroom. They call her name. I made sure I was up front, close as I could get, so she could see me when she come out, you know. And I swear, when she come out, a smile come on her face like, damn, this nigga came to court. She had no idea I was going to bond her out. She just thought I came to court because I was concerned. So she comes out and she see me, she smiles, she waved, talked to the judge, and they like, she's charged with unlawful discharge of a firearm. And like, yeah, well, she's on probation, Your Honor, and she's out on a bond on the other case. He said, how much is the bond on the other case? Well, she's out on $500 bond on that case. He said, okay, well, that case, she's out on $500 bond. And then he said, well, we're going to add another $1,000 for the new case, plus $500 for the other case. So she's going to need $1,500 to walk. And she like, damn, you know, she put her head down and kind of like, damn, I just met this nigga, you know, 3 weeks in. I know this nigga ain't finna spend no $1,500 on me. He don't even know me like that. You know what I mean? So she went back there and she had her head down waving. I'm like, alright. So, you know, I stayed right down there. Went and got her, you know, and it took her a little minute to get out. And when she come out, she could not believe it. You know what I mean? She seen me, she like, she stopped to just look like, oh my God. She thought her auntie or one of them had got her, you know. And she seen me, she like, oh my God, you bond me out. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I thought she like, I thought she was gonna be mad at me, right? She like, nigga, I fuck with you, man. She say, ain't nobody never did that. I'm like, man, I thought you was fucking playing. I would have never told you to go shoot at no damn body if I thought it was somebody really out there. I would have been like, just holler. Well, I'd have came out there and handled their business, you know. But I be thinking all the time. I probably say, hey, nigga, get your pussy ass away from my car. You know what I mean? I might not even bang because I would have knew the police station was down the street. You know, I always do extra thinking like that. A lot of times people be thinking you can just shoot it out all the time. Sometimes you got to think. You can't just all the time bang shit out all the time because a lot of shit happen. You can end up going to jail. You end up killing somebody. And don't nobody want to be going to jail for murder. We tried to dodge bodies. These young motherfuckers now, they like catching bodies. We know like catching bodies. You know, if we could avoid a fucking murder, we would avoid a murder, you know. And she was so happy, man. That woman stayed with me damn near a whole month. You know, I used to take her out west and get her clothes, and they like, where you going, bitch? She like, I'm going back with my friend. They like, you like that nigga. He came and bought you out, bitch. Now you want to come home. She like, hell yeah, I'm trying to keep this one until shit, ain't no nigga never did that for me. Shit, I fucked with this nigga. She like, and he cool as a fan too. I was buying her clothes, all kind of shit. I'm talking about. She stayed a whole month. And then she like, you wouldn't be mad if I go home? I'm like, shit. Bitch, I'm wondering when you go home. I ain't gonna be mad. I'm wondering if you gonna be mad if you gotta leave. But, you know, no, go home, take a shower, spend a few days. She was taking a bath there, but you might want to go home and sleep in your own bed. You might not want to fuck every night. You know, when you're young, bitch can't. That was one of my rules. You can't spend the night on my house and don't fuck me. I ain't trying to hit no shit like that. You know, that's like a flag on the plate. You know what I mean? You spent the night at my house and didn't give up no pussy. First of all, the fact that you was here stopped me from getting pussy from somebody else, and you not gonna get me now. Oh, well, we would become enemies real quick, you know. So, man, it is what it is, you know. But I trip out on a lot of these young guys. You know, when you the general, you got to think for everybody, right? And these young boys, they think they can be in your shoes before they time to be in your shoes, right? Now, a lot of them, they just out here on security because I got work on the block and I'm running a drug operation over there. They not. They on security, shooting dice, just bullshitting, right? So I had this move with the beam on it. We won't speak on that because the gun was hot, right? So I'm kind of blind, y'all. Y'all hear me say that I'm blind. But when you are blind, anytime you got five senses, if one of them go out, it make the other one stronger. I can bear witness to that because I can't hardly see shit, but I can hear damn near block away. You know, or I don't know how far, but I hear very well, right? So I was on the block one day. It's nighttime, right? So I walk by the gangway. I can hear niggas creeping, stepping on the leaves. It's the ops trying to sneak up on us because we stayed up. So they always was trying to get their lick back. Hey, because we stayed on their ass. You know what I mean? So they on their move. I hear the leaves. So I'm like, bring me that move, because I had just pulled up. Bring me the move. The move run up to me. I'm like, the one with the beam. No, bring me the beam. So I turn it on and step back and aim it through the gangway. It shocked the nigga. The first thing the nigga did is look down at it. And you know, damn. And when he looked back up, I sent him all over his fucking head. Boom, 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 boom. I let off about a good 19 at their ass. They running for their lives. So the next morning, the little more, probably the same night, little more, damn G, you had that beam. I know you could have laid one of their ass down. Why you didn't leave a minute? I said, because I didn't want a dead motherfucker in the gangway. You know, I said, we hustling on this block every day. I said, now what we gonna do with the dead motherfucker in the gangway? How we go get rid of the body? And then we got the police out here, nigga, you ain't making $1 off this block. I am. All that time there investigating and all that, I don't want that on the block. So shots fired, okay, fine. But, you know, so I'm thinking, and then he like, damn, gee, I be forgetting how sharp he is sometimes. Yeah, so stay in your place, shawty. You know, when you get up there, you know, and they used to be bucking like they doing now. These young niggas, they buck to shoot. They would beg you to shoot. And I used to be like, no, ain't nothing to shoot for yet. I'll let you know. Trust me, man, when it's time for you to shoot, I'm going to let you get down. But today ain't today, you know. And then when something happen, okay, we can take them off the leash, let them do what they do. But, you know, some of them, they'll rush out here and they will crash right out. They'll crash out. And then when they get in that damn county, who they calling? Man, G, I should have listened to you. You told me don't go up there, man. Yeah, I did. You know, they going places where they know the opposite. You know what I mean? You know you the opposition. Y'all know y'all finna have a confrontation. But because you got a gun, you wants to go. You know, because people be thinking they're invincible when they're young. I know because I've been young myself. You know what I mean? But I wasn't never bucking. I just did what the general told me. G said, hey, handle this. All right, we go handle that. We go handle that. And he put our ass to work a lot, too. A whole lot. You know, but I wasn't never sitting around, hey, man, you want me to go do that? You want me to go do that? I didn't have to do that because he was already, hey, man, y'all, slide over there. Slide over there. Slide over there. And he was real tactical with shit, and you know, they would set up traps for motherfuckers. They would send us on a mission to shoot at some niggas, or they might send some other niggas on a mission to shoot at some niggas, knowing these niggas go come back. So now we got two of the soldiers up here, fast runners, on S with they shit like this, because we want them to be the first thing they see when they spin the block. Now we in the cut waiting on the play. This is the trap the G done set up. Put two soldiers up there, you know, so they basically flunkies. Put them up there, got their hat, make sure they hat like this, they got the colors of that deal. They really bait, y'all, you know what I mean? They really bait, right? Because the dude would have let one of their ass, they'd be dead, but they'd been dead for the cause. But the nigga come through there just like he planned. I'm talking about just like the nigga planned. They come through there, boom, 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 boom. Some of them got up out of there, and the nigga jumped out, thought he was gonna do his thing, and we come right out the cut on his ass. Boy, I swear he'd have been out of here. Because I had a fucking revolver, and that bitch ran out of bullets. I had gave his ass all of them, too. That nigga was trying to crawl to the car. I walked up on that nigga. I was standing over him. Only nigga I ever stood over, you know. And I guess by me hesitating, the driver got out, and he like, man, he got his hands up like, can I get him? I'm like, yeah. You know, so he tried to pick him up. He tried to pick the gun up too. I'm leave that bitch right there. He like, that's a trophy, nigga. That's a trophy. You leave that bitch right there. You can pick him up, but you ain't taking that gun no motherfucking well. And you know, he got his boy and went the hell on, you know. Yeah, you know, but shit like that happen all the time. I don't see how, you know, with the shit I went through and getting older and growing out of it, why these guys be so rushing into it, because they so brave. You know, these youngsters, y'all, they not scared to die. You know what I mean? They not scared to die. I mean, I wasn't scared to die either, but I never planned to die. You know what I mean? I set up moves like, man, I ain't trying to get killed, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to set up a car here. I'm going to have a car here. You know, I go in the front door, go out the back door. I made it hard for a nigga to track me. You know what a woman told me one time? She stayed on my block. When she finally got a chance to catch up, and she said, Shrimp. I said, what? She said, I've been trying to get you some pussy for 25 years. I said, what? Yes. She said, you never stay in one place long enough for me to see you. She said, I see you on the corner. I run in the house, get pretty, come back, you gone. And you know, she's like, damn, where you at? She waiting on me to come out, I'm gone. I'm in another corner down. I might be on this corner 20 minutes. Next 20 minutes, I'm on that corner. 20 more minutes, I'm on another corner. Come back 30 more minutes, I'm on another corner. Then, an hour later, I done changed clothes and everything. You know, I did that because the police was so hot on me. So I used to do shit like that. I had on red all day. Started getting dark. Now I got on blue or black. You know, switch colors. You know, I always want to keep people guessing. That's why it always was hard for them to even get a hand on me. And plus, I had niggas that was so good, they stayed on security and they watched my back because I was the general that fed everybody. You know what I mean? You know, and we had a lot of niggas had money. But I had my other partner, Dice, went and buy a nigga a fucking hamburger. You know what I mean? They'd go somewhere, man, you buy me hamburger. I ain't finna buy hell no, I ain't buying them shit. Should I buy shrimp and hamburger? Why would you buy me a hamburger? I'm the G and you know I got money. Buy Mo a hamburger. He the one that ain't got no money. So I'll be like, yeah, well, you can buy my food. And I'll buy their food. You know, that's how it was. I would buy their food. But they would be doing shit, you know. They was fucking with these hypes. Take a bitch in the back, get a blowjob, or fucking supposed to give her a bag, give her a dummy bag. You know, now the bitch crying when I pull a shrimp. I'm like, what happened? Hey, boy, man, he took me back here. Look what he gave me. I'm like, who did that? Patrick did it. I'm like, man, give her motherfucking bag. I ain't got no work, G. I'm waiting on you. Well, why you took her in the back, nigga? I think so. I said, yeah, okay. But that's alright. It's a dirty nigga like that. Guess what? We had this crackhead used to tear his ass off. He stayed getting his dick sucked. But he would take his pants and pull it down. She began them hidden all in his pocket. All in his pocket. And she was a smart bitch. She like, I ain't finna steal all this shit and he beat me up. So if she catch him, she'll take 10 bags, take her 3. And when she see me shrimp, I got your boy again. He go the rest of them, and I took me 3 shrimp. I'd be like, yeah, okay. I'll just get it back. And so I'll wait till a customer come. I'm like, woo, Pat, sir, dude. You know, I'll watch him look for the shit for 20 minutes. Go back that way he was with the little trick. I'm just watching. You know. He all in the back. I done served the customer and let him go in there. I'm just looking at him. I said, what you looking for, man? The nigga waiting, man. It's been 10 minutes. I said, you been back there with Nancy again, nigga. I done told your goofy ass, she done burnt you 3 times. You ain't learned yet. When you go learn? You know? I mean, they used to do that all the time. Hit them with dummy bags. You know, I just always had a little class. I mean, I couldn't do it, you know. I think I fucked with one of them chicks like once. Well, probably more than once. But one chick, oh my God. What turned me off, oh my God. Oh my God, I could throw up right now, man. I stuck my fucking thing in, y'all. And on the way out, boy, the smell come out. I threw up on the bitch back, man. You hear me? I threw up on her fucking back. She's like, oh, something. You gonna eat 2 bags. Yeah, bitch, I'll give you 3 to get the fuck out of here right now. You know, I'm like, bitch, you better not never come back over here. Nothing like that. And that just turned me all the way off. You know, sometimes you be in the mood, you might do that, but I kept a girlfriend, so I never really had to do that. But a lot of them, my guys, they didn't have girlfriends, you know. Dice kept a bitch, you know, around, but, you know, a lot of the other ones, they, you know, and Patrick, I had to give him a bitch, you know, I mean, gave him a chick that I was fucking with. I'm like, man, my boy ain't got no girl, why don't you fuck with him, dude? She's like, you for real, son? You want me? I'm like, yeah, man, would you do that for me? You won't be mad? I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? Myself, bitch, you a hoe anyway. You already done fucked 3 niggas, so don't be his girlfriend. And I told him, once you be his girlfriend, you can't be creeping around with niggas either. What about you? With me too. And you know, she's like, you too? You too? I'm like, yeah, me too. But what if I need a couple dollars, something? I still got you, though. You know, especially if you do that for me. And she stuck with him. She was his whole girlfriend for a nice little minute, you know. Because he never had no woman. And then he did get a woman, and she happened to be a chick that drank. And this nigga went out, y'all. Like I said, these niggas be talking about shootings and shit. We've been doing that. That nigga caught 5 bodies in one fucking night. You hear me? 5 bodies in one night. So you know the hood was hot. This when the motherfucking homicide used to ride around with the suits and shit. So they at his house every motherfucking day. He hiding out at another house. I got him tucked away out the hood. I just had to take him money. And every day he asking me the same shit. Did they come through today? Yeah. They came at 8 yesterday. They came at 12 the day after. They came back at 3 the next day. They trying to catch your time. Damn, how long you think they go doing that? I said, as long as these niggas dead, bro. You know, this shit ain't finna go away. You know what I mean? This shit is not finna go away. And some of these people, they don't realize that. You know, I had another limo that called a body, and I talking to him on the phone. Hey, bro, stay out the hood. They looking for y'all, you know. Stay out the hood. We got them tucked off in different spaces and shit. And I tell him, don't call your mama, because her phone will be tapped. Alright, G. You know, folks act like I ain't said nothing. You know what I mean? Call his mama. They sitting there listening. They heard her. You know, they come back. They spent on her. You know, hey, how you doing? She like, hey, how you doing? You talk to your son? No, I ain't talked to him. He ain't been by? They like, no. She like, no, I haven't talked to. Turn around. Click, cuffed her ass up, took her ass to jail. You hear me? Took her ass to jail. Naturally, he called me, G, can you bomb my mama out? I'm like, bro, I told your ass don't call her. Nigga, you got in this shit. That's perjury, bro. And, you know, it's like harboring the fugitives. They probably not going to let her go. But I'll see what I could do. I really did. Called my lawyer, and she went down there and talked to him. And she talked to me. She said, Shrimp, that's a dead issue. You tell that motherfucker the only way his mama coming home is he got to turn himself in. They're not going to let her go. And they told me every bit of that. So when I talked to him, I'm like, man, bro, you got to turn yourself in. He said, are you for real? I'm like, yeah, bro. I said, man, ain't nothing I can do, bro. And she ain't got no fucking bond. You are her bond. You are her get out of jail free card. If your ass wouldn't have called her, you know, but you, how can you tell a nigga not to call his mama, especially when he on the run for murder? You know what I mean? On the run for murder. And only reason he got out is I had to holler at him and some of the moles, and they already, one of them, they burnt. He got 2 bodies. The other nigga had a body, and he was in the car asleep. You know what I mean? So when I talked to Mo them, I'm like, bro, ain't no use to all of y'all going down on that. Y'all need to cut Mo loose. He like, yeah, I hear you, G. I said, so you know what that means, bro. Yeah. I said, he go out to turn state. I said, but I don't want to hear no shit about him getting whooped. I don't want to hear no shit about y'all calling him a snitch. Y'all let the Mo's know. Y'all let Mo go, because he a good nigga. And he had to do what he got to do to get out. But why the fuck would all y'all go down there? And the man was in the car asleep. He had nothing to do with that. So, you know, that's the least y'all could do. Now, some of y'all be like, oh man, he snitching and shit. Yeah, but put yourself in that them shoes. Would you want the Mo's to take you with them? Would you want them to keep it 100? That's what you call keeping it 100. Keeping it 100 is when you do the right thing, even when it's not the popular choice, y'all. Even if it sound bad. You know what I mean? And when I talked to him, I said, you know what, Mo, let me tell you something. I said, forget all that gang shit I taught you over the years, you know. We talking serious. We talking about the rest of your fucking life, bruh. I'm like, you gonna have to cooperate, man. I said, nah, don't go fuck with them people. Wait till I talk to the guys, though, but you go have to end up. That's the only way you can come home. If not, y'all all going, bro. Mo already had 2 murders, so he was going. They didn't even charge him with the second one. Then the other guy, they charged him, and then they took another one that was driving. He fucking had to go because he picked up some young niggas and took them somewhere, and they caught them bodies. And when you, let's say you 25 and you got some niggas 14 in the car, they is not gonna believe that these young niggas was calling the shot. Ain't no way. And they kind of was, because they was kind of like bullying them a little bit. Not so much as bullying them, but you know how you have some rough little niggas. Then another nigga, he ain't as rough as them, but he part and partial, you know, so he like a driver. And he took them somewhere, and they bust a move, and they got them all fucked up. And how they end up getting caught, they went in there and bodied 2 motherfuckers, and the police, our off-duty police, sent them friend, got behind them, and got their damn license plate. And they all got away, made it home. And the driver, when he got home, god damn it, the police was at his house. They had that motherfucker staked out and everything. He pulled up, they come from out the bushes and every goddamn where. A lot of timber, you know. I'm talking about that shit. That was crazy. And I'm like, wow, boy. And then the craziest part, if y'all ever watch some of my early videos, right, y'all hear me say some shit I don't talk about because I either know the suspect or the victim, right? Now, these my guys then caught these 2 bodies. I called my fucking girl the next day. This bitch hollering and screaming. I said, what's wrong, babe? My brother got killed at the festival last night. I'm like, I said, no, you lying. I'm saying to myself, well, I be damned. Now, the niggas they got down on was akin to the chick I was fucking. I'm like, I never told her shit. I just kept that to myself. You know, like, goddamn. And I think that kind of ended our relationship because I fell so far back off the bitch after that. You know what I mean? She probably, I don't remember how long we stayed around, but I kind of, you know what I mean? I couldn't be fucking with her and looking at her in her face and, you know, chick over there crying on your shoulder and all that, and you looking at her and you know the niggas that got her crying. It just wouldn't feel right. So I'm like, you know, I kind of just left her alone, you know. You know, shit like that happened in the hood, you know. That's why I be wondering how some of these young guys, like, a lot of us grew up in the street. We I won't say we had to get into it, but, you know, we end up into it because we had to be. Some of these niggas got a choice, and this is what they choose to do. You know what I mean? I'm like, why would y'all choose this shit? You know what I mean? Like how we end up getting in gang, you know, my brother and them, they went to school over east, CVS. So the niggas over there preppy. So this when the house music was out. So my brother and them thought it was cool to be preppy. So they started being preppy, but they did not know that being preppy was associated with the Stones and the pinball. So when they would go to parties and be dancing and shit, it's all gangsters in the party. The niggas like, we got some rock boys in the house. Rock boys in the house. And my brother them looking around like, I know it ain't no rock boys in here. They crazy. It's all folks around here. They talking about them. They get jumped on. You know, and then 2 days later, we might see a nigga at the store and they like, that's the nigga stole on me yesterday, the other night. And we wasn't no punks. We get on their ass. So every time we was getting our licks back from them getting jumped on at the party, they labeled us another gang. Them rock boys. Them rock boys. So it got so big, that's what we was known as, rock boys. When I went to high school, first thing, nigga like, man, what you is? I'm a rock boy, goddammit. That's what I was proud of that shit, nigga. I'm a rock boy. You like rock boy? Man, that's what they call us. I went to G yet. Man, that's what they call us. What you is? Well, we Stones, bro. You know? Shit, well, that's what they call us. Like, damn, man, well, that's what they call us. I didn't understand that was a derogatory statement they was trying to make against us. You know, that's like an insult. That was like back in the day, a hunky calling you a nigga or, hey, boy, you know, hey, boy, come here. You know, this crazy shit. Did y'all see the story when the police officer went in there and the judge, it's a young judge, young black judge. It's like white people do shit, you know, sometimes, and they be so wrong and they just assume so much. Walked in and said, hey man, what the hell you doing in the judge's office? He said, man, I work here. He like, man, you don't work here. Come out of the judge's chambers, man. You don't supposed to be in there. He said, I'm supposed to be in here, sir. And he like, man, and what you doing going through these bags and stuff? He said, this is my bag. This is my stuff. He like, man, you come on the fuck out of here, man. You don't supposed to be in there. They get to arguing. The white boy just, and he said, man, who normally sits in this chair? Now, to me, I see this happen a lot, y'all, with undercover police. I mean, this happened with the judge. When an officer approach you, even you know you're in the right, you don't have to stand there and let him make an asshole of himself. You can dead that shit right. Sir, I am the judge. You know, I am the judge. Maybe you're new here, but my secretary is right there. You can verify. Go right there. So they showed you half the video. They showed him and the police arguing for a while. The police act like he gonna take him to jail. Now you come on out of here. Kept calling him a boy. Boy, I think some of this shit been staged, because I ain't never seen so many undercover police approached by real police in my damn life. You know, so some of this shit capped, you know, because we got to forget, this is entertainment. You know what I mean? They setting up this, because I've been seeing too many stages that are similar. You know, they run into black officers that are police. Now, I ain't talking about the traffic stops where you can see it's the real body cam. I'm talking about the shit where it seems like somebody filming and they in restaurants and places like that. Like another one I seen. They approached this guy and they asked him what he was doing there, thought he was being suspicious. Now, they talked to him for a minute, then they handcuffed him and he like, man, y'all really fucking up what I got going on, you know. And he like, man, I'm on an undercover assignment and y'all messing this up. He went on, told them, and they went in his pocket and pulled the badge. He said, man, is this fake? And he handed it to the other officer. He said, oh shit, man. He said, man, why you didn't identify yourself? He like, no, man, I was going to, but y'all started fucking with me. He like, man, damn. Don't say nothing, bro. You go get us fired. He like, no, man, don't. And he tell us, hurry up, take him out them damn things, man. You go get us fired. I don't believe that. You know that. Now, they might be wrong for harassing him, but they not gonna get fired just like that. They didn't know who the fuck he was. You know, if anything, they might get on him and say, man, when you approached by officers, you're supposed to identify yourself. You know, it wouldn't be shit, but you said, sir, I'm on the job. I'm undercover. My badge in my pocket. That's all I would do. Some of the shit I wouldn't even go through. I see a lot of people go through things where they just, you know, put up with shit for no reason. Sometimes they just be letting the police drag shit out for no reason, you know. Like they pulled a black, this the chief of police. He's the new chief of police. He on his way to work and get pulled over in the new county where he's appointed at, you know. So he's talking to the officer. He's showing him his license and everything. He's good to go. The officer, can I search the car? He said, no, sir. I'm on my way to work and I'm running late. I don't want to be late. He said, yeah, well, I think something going on. I want to search the car. I don't know who you are. You just, because you got a suit on don't mean you might be doing anything wrong, just trying to throw me off with a suit. And he like, no, sir, I'm on the work, my way to work. Me, I'd have been like, sir, what's your name? You work at the district, so good, because I'm the new chief of police. I want to see you in my office in 10 minutes. So, matter of fact, you follow me on to the station right now. I need to talk to you. You the first officer I want to see. Because I'm finna clean up this unit, and I'm starting with your ass. Because if you treat me like that, I can imagine how you treat people who ain't got a badge. I'd have got on his ass right then and there. Not sit there playing with him back and forth, being verbally. Some people just like being smart asses, fucking with the police, but yeah, I don't like fucking with them. Go ahead on. The quicker we get this shit over with, the quicker you can go on about your business, man. Nah, I'm finna get ready to get out of here, y'all, because I'm just talking. I've been talking for quite a few minutes. I'm gonna turn this one off. This is another channel. This one here going on my other channel, y'all. Y'all know I got another channel, the Brothe Entertainment 07 Trade. Go check that out. It's some videos over there y'all ain't never seen. I be trying to put stuff over there that ain't on this channel. And I be forgetting sometimes. Well, not forgetting, but I be so busy. I be really busy, y'all. And I'm doing a lot. Then I've been on TikTok lately, y'all. Close this one down first.